tells me कि skills कर लो, skills में ये 4 चीज़ कर लो, कोई नहीं बोलता है. So that's the problem, and that's happening. Why? Because of our old, traditional thought process. Saying the distinguishing thoughts in mind. The degrees are far superior than this trade-specific trainings. So, in order to cater that, and as far as the Make in India is concerned, as our focus is Make in India, so Make in India doesn't require your degree at all. So please be clear about it. Be very clear and focused कि हम लोग को Make in India करने के लिए ना MBAs नहीं चाहिए, या फिर on that sense we don't want degrees, we want skill sets. So if you have an MBA degree, we will ask you कि what MBA you have. So you will say MBA finance, right? So if you have MBA finance, I'll probably produce a balance sheet of a company in front of you and will say कि analyze करो, बताओ कहाँ पे इस balance sheet का weaknesses है, how we can increase the top line from that balance sheet. Look at it and tell me. I'm sure 90% of the MBA finance will fail. Very clear about it. I know nobody will be able to. But in the content, when we see MBA syllabus, probably that chapter is being taught for 3 months. P&L, balance sheet, all this. But still, there is a gap. So my intention is to just be expert in your skill, be expert in your interest. You need not to know multiple things, just one thing, but very good in a focused way. So in order to make in India a success, Make in India, as we have already known that a lot of multinational companies has signed agreement MOUs with Indian government and assured us that they will be coming to Indian market soon. But it's probably not very visible or clearly reflecting. Why? Because this very early stage, it's just the incubation stage where the land is getting granted, they're identifying the space, they're planning how the warehouse will work, what will be the operational setup. So these things are happening at strategic level. So we'll probably be able to see some kind of movement in the next year or after this year. So, but at the same time, when we are establishing these units or we are creating Make in India as a successful campaign, we need to also concentrate that we have enough skilled manpower, enough skilled people in the country who can run those units or run those operations very successfully. So that is the prime objective of Skill India mission, because if you see, the Prime Minister has launched this Make in India initiative in the year 2014, and just after that, Ministry of Skill Development, Narendra Modi ji has launched Skill India. Why? Because it's interlinked in between. If you can't make Skill India success, it is very difficult to make in India campaign successful as well. So it's linked. Even if you see that even अगर Make in India नहीं भी होता, itself Skill India can success by its own, because there is a large opportunity in foreign countries as a migrant under various skilled workforce visa, H1B visa, to various countries like Middle East, Canada, Europe, and US as well, but US is very less. So these countries are asking for skilled manpower, not the degree holders. If you see, when you are applying for a visa, in H1B category, they ask for what all top 5 skills you have. They never ask for your degree. Based on that, point calculation happens. If it is Canada, then 67 points you have to achieve. Now, in order to achieve 67 points, you must have 5 top skills where you can work. So they will identify on your skill base. So Skill India is probably can really transform this country in a way that we are a country with 1.3 billion population. Now the challenge of such population is a strength as well, because in order to grow, you need to have a lot of young workforce. But there is a challenge as well. There is a threat. What we call in a previous discussion few days back, I had an opportunity to interact with some of the industrialists, and he was mentioning very rightly that by 2050, probably India will be a country of either greats or goons. Very clear. Because if livelihood of a society is under threat or under step, then probably that is the prime destruction of a society can happen. And in order to save from that situation, we need to create enough employment opportunities. Not only employment opportunities, but entrepreneurship opportunities as well. We need to be highly skilled. Why? So that we can start migrating our internal manpower to various other countries to complement their weaknesses. Like countries like Japan, countries like various European countries are facing a lot of crisis due to their old age. The people are getting old, they are not producing much like India and subcontinental countries. Therefore,